Well, good afternoon. As everybody here knows, all eyes of the world have been on Glasgow with its 400 private jets, the elites of the world converging on this European city, a lot of the Biden cabinet there. For 10 months, the Biden administration has been laying out key elements of its climate plan that it was celebrating in Glasgow. Here's what it is. We've seen it. These are the facts. Restricting American energy production, purposely curtailing the building of American energy infrastructure like pipelines, laying off thousands of hardworking Americans in these sectors, and pressuring American financial institutions not to invest in American energy, especially in places like the great state of Alaska, while at the same time having the president and others beg OPEC adversaries like Russia and Iran to produce more energy. In a remarkably short period of time, this Biden Green New Deal plan has had dramatic negative consequences for working families, particularly in terms of energy prices at the pump, home heating fuel, natural gas, all of which are spiking as a direct result of these policies, just as winter is coming. There is a strong indication, particularly from statements by climate czar Gina McCarthy, that high energy prices for Americans are actually part of their Green New Deal policies so that, as she said, quote, it can help accelerate the move to renewables around the world. Instead of Glasgow, those who care about energy, jobs, environment, climate issues would have been better to focus more on things going on back home, particularly Virginia and even New Jersey last night, where it has become abundantly clear that the Biden-Kerry Green New Deal policies embraced by the National Democratic Party have dramatically lost touch with common sense approaches to energy and jobs and working Americans and their families. What we want to do this afternoon is lay out a competing vision, the details of which you can find in this nice handy handout for all of you to take a look at. A number of us have been working on these issues for months. It is based on facts and data, and importantly, what is already working for our country, not some overnight dystopian reordering of our energy sector and our daily lives. So here are a few areas where our vision contrasts dramatically with the Biden-Kerry Green New Deal and where we think the vast majority of Americans, whether in Alaska or Texas or Virginia or New Jersey, support the work that we're working on right now. Our framework is based on American abundance and leveraging America's many unique strengths, especially our world-class natural resources, whose production has actually brought down emissions in the lowest carbon-intensive manufacturing in the world. While the Biden-Kerry vision is one of planned scarcity, where Americans have to suffer to bring down emissions through higher energy prices. Our vision emphasizes leadership in clean energy innovation and resources like natural gas to both expand the use at home and export abroad as a central way to lower global emissions. The Biden-Kerry Green New Deal vision involves telling our allies, believe it or not to buy American natural gas, and instead relies on Russia and OPEC and empty promises from authoritarian regimes about their greenhouse gas reductions. Our vision recognizes that American natural resources can be leveraged to produce millions of jobs in related U.S. manufacturing sectors, including clean technology. The Biden-Kerry Green New Deal will import more technology from China and relies on critical minerals from that country as well. And finally, and importantly, our vision is focused squarely on the American worker who has built this country and yet is now denigrated by the far left because these Americans continue to produce and mine things like oil and gas, natural gas, and critical minerals, all of which we need and will continue to need for decades. We don't need multi-billion-dollar government slush funds called the Civilian Climate Corps, like the Green New Deal proposes, because America already has hundreds of thousands of heroic workers, like those in the building trades who work hard to produce energy, lower emissions, and enhance our national security. If you look at the handout we've given you on those who are enthusiastic about the plan and the framework that we put forward, we are particularly proud of some of the comments from some of the top building trade officials in the country. And this brings me to my final point. We believe our vision and framework is mainstream, it's common sense, and has the potential to be bipartisan. As I mentioned, just look at the handout of the different groups and elected officials who have previously and presently emphasized support of many of these all-of-the-above energy policy ideas in our framework. And the reason is clear. It is based on what's already working. Since 2005, the United States has reduced greenhouse gas emissions by almost 15%, more than any other major economy in the world. Our plan is based on abundance, not scarcity, prosperity, not gas lines and empty shelves, and importantly, we believe it is unifying. Unlike the Biden Green New Deal, Kerry Green New Deal plan, it does not pit one group of Americans against another, one region of the country, blue states versus red energy producing states against each other. We believe it's the start of an effective, holistic plan that will help move the country forward, and it is needed now more than ever. So I'm very pleased to be joined by so many of my colleagues. Senator Cruz has another appointment, so I want him to be able to say a few words, and then we'll go on.